Hello everyone and welcome to the Blackboard Grade Center Automated Calculation Setup, the weighted total option. In this video, we will cover the following topics. Gather the required information needed to create the Grade Center, creating matching categories, create/setting up weighted column for grade calculation, differentiate between what a running total and what is not a running total, changing column categories using the column organization. Let's first look at what we need to create the grade center column calculation for the weighted total options. In this case, we will need to look at the syllabus, particularly your point dissemination graph. In this example, we can see that the attendance/participation does include assignments, discussion board, and all other participation activities is accounted for 15 points of the grades. The project is accounts for 40 points. The midterms account for 15 points, and the final exam is accounted for 30 points. All of this add up to be 100 points. Using this sample grade dissemination graph, what we're going to do is we're going to create the same matching categories in Blackboard to accommodate attendance/participation, project, midterm, and final exam. The reason why we want to do this is because we want to make sure that we want to use these categories as placeholder for the actual column. One of the advantages of the weighted total is that you can create these categories in place so that you can add as many columns as you need to. So that does not limit how many columns you have for the attendance or participation activities, does not limit the amount of projects you have. So you can have one project, two project, or three project, all of which will only accounted for 40 points of the total grades. Okay, so let's now move on to Blackboard to see how we are going to do this. Okay, welcome back to Blackboard. And the first thing we need to do is to create those matching categories. To create those matching categories, we want to go to the Manage button in the Grade Center navigation menu and select the Categories option. Under the Categories option, click on Create Categories. In this case, I will create attendance and participation. Okay. You do not need to add a description, simply click Submit. Okay. For the sake of time, I will do a quick time lapse to create the other categories. Okay. With the time lapse, I've created the categories that we need, the attendance and participation categories, the final exam, the midterm, and the projects categories. Okay. Let's go back to the full grade center by clicking the OK button. And now we are to create a calculated column to utilize those categories. To create a calculated column, simply mouse over the Create Calculated Column button in the Grade Center navigation menu and click on Weighted Column. In the column name, I will use Course Average for this scenario. Then we can move on down to the Select Column section of the screen. Particularly, we're looking at the categories. So let's bring over attendance and participation, projects, midterm, and final exam. As you can recall, the projects are worth As you can recall, the projects are worth 40 points. The midterm exams are worth 15 points. The attendance and participation is another 15 points. while the final exam is the 30 points. If you scroll down after you've typed in all of the percentage, all of the points, you will notice Blackboard total weight will automatically sum to the 100%, the 100 scale. Okay. This is a preferable point system for Blackboard. Everything in Blackboard will automatically will be converted to the 100 point scale. Okay. So next, we're looking at running total. What the running total is it only account for grades that has been submitted according to these categories. So if a student did not submit any grades for those assignment, it will not account for it. So it does not show the student the absolute end value that they are going to get. It shows them the current status of the grades that they have now. Whereas if you select no for the running total, they can only see exactly what they've made with what they've submitted to the class. Okay. In this case, I will leave it on as it produces a higher value for the student to let them know their current score with what they submitted, not accounting for any additional grade yet. Okay. Simply scroll down to the bottom and click on Submit. Okay. Now your grade will be calculated. I will have to scroll down to the ending. As you notice right now, it is currently has a double dash through it, which means that there are no grade present. And unlike a regular column or an automated grade entry column, you cannot enter a grade for a calculated column. These has to be calculated automatically. To ensure that your grades that that the student submitted will be calculated, you will need to assign categories to them. And the quickest way to do that is, again, we go back to our column organization by going through the Manage button and click on Column Organization. This tool will allow us to assign assignment directly to the specific category that they need to. So all of these assignments here are currently under the default categories of assignment and discussion. I will assign the first assignment as a midterm, the second assignment as a final exam, just for the sake of demonstration, and the rest of the grades as attendance and participation. And I did that by selecting each of the checkbox next to the column and mousing over the change category to, and then simply select the categories that you wish to change the column's category to. Once you complete it, scroll down and click on the Submit button. Now as you can see that the grade average is being calculated as 90, as at 90% of the possible course grade, but this does not take into account any of the additional grade. So for instance of the assignment. So that's it. That's how you have set up your full grade center. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, please contact your assigned instructional designer to help you with your grade center. Thank you very much for your time once again, and I hope to see you again.